What is up, guys? MACABESPEED coming at ya. Absolutely great episode online for you today, giving you that overview on the AEA Challenger 32-inch barrel bullpup that so many people are interested in at this point. We do have the 4,500 PSI fill level go-ahead from the AEA company, and we've got the heavier hammer spring in this specific rifle. So this one's going to be able to give it the full tilt boogie as far as FPE is concerned. If you're a fan of the channel and subscribed, you would know that my eyesight is pretty much that of an aging bat. I have zero skills as far as not having magnification in front of me, so the very first step in this process is going to be to mount the tried and true Monstrum G2 scope on this rifle. Now that's a 6x24 by 50mm objective, so I have absolute faith in being able to hit whatever I aim at if my skill set's up to par. Figured I would go ahead and walk out this 50-yard distance with you that we're going to go ahead and start at with the AEA Challenger bullpup and set up our downrange camera. This invisible selfie stick is kind of a new angle, and I'm definitely a newbie at using it, but hopefully it looks cool to you guys. We've got our target here. Hopefully we'll be able to get sighted on the left-hand side and then put some decent groups on the right. Let's get right into this. All right, gentlemen, we've got our optic mounted. We've got our downrange camera running with our two 12-inch sight-in targets, and we've got a brand new magazine of Daystate Emperor lights online. Let's go ahead and see if we can make some contact with the pine at 50 yards and see what we can do about sighting this thing in. Very strong resistance when I went to cock it, boys. The mag tolerances are also very tight with this. The mag slides in and locks incredibly securely. And for the very first time, fire. Fuck, it's loud! Easily as loud as the Dragon Claw, but epic! Oh, dude! Yeah, we gotta come down on this boy. Let's go, let's go. Holy shit. Now, just for reference, gentlemen, I didn't go all the way to the 4,500 PSI fill level that's recommended from AEA. I went to the 4,000 PSI level as opposed to the 3,600 that was previously recommended. Kind of a middle of the road guy, so that's basically where I'm starting. We will go to the full fill pressure once we're sighted in, but I didn't think it made any sense to give it, you know, the full beans before we knew what we were shooting at. Oh my god, it's so loud. Like, you know what? I've never done this to you guys ever in the time that I've been filming, but I feel the need to go ahead and get some ears at this point. That's for sure cracking the sound barrier, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
We're slowly but surely walking this thing in, boys. I feel very, very good about the way that it's responding to the inputs that I'm giving it at the turret. It seems very predictable, and that bodes well for this package. Really strong hammer spring pressure, like significantly. If I had any less man hands on me, I definitely would not be able to do this easily. That's literally exactly where I was aiming. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this magazine hopefully on the remaining 4 dots on that sight-in target. Then we'll move on to the fresh one and see what we can really do. Yeah, you gotta be pretty buff to work this bolt action. This hammer spring is strong, strong. Pretty good. Bottom left diamond. Let's give it just a little bit more. Let's give it just a little bit more. Bottom right diamond. Ultimately, I'm very happy with the accuracy that I just saw at 50 yards from the AEA Challenger Bullpup. I definitely do hope this continues out to longer distances. Let's go ahead and get this thing topped back up to a nominal pressure, feed it some Hades, and see if it's equally as reliable with that hollow point ammunition that everybody loves so much. Alright guys, now as you can see here, this is not the full 4,500 PSI fill level that is recommended by AEA, but it's also not the lower fill level of 3,600 PSI that's stamped on the side of the rifle. This 4,500 PSI piece of information is actually an update for this rifle, and only if you have the heavier hammer spring. So instead of giving it the, the full tilt boogie, once again guys, I just want to go ahead and give it that about 4,000 PSI tethered pressure to hopefully break this rifle in the right way. Once we really get things consistent downrange and really see what we're working with as far as the energy is concerned, then we'll go ahead and make that bump to the 4,500 PSI level. Alright gentlemen, we're all loaded up with a fresh magazine of JSB Hades. We're tethered at approximately 4,000 PSI fill level. Let's see if we can't be equally consistent with this hollow point hunting round in .30 caliber. I'm gonna have the buffest thumb after working this bolt action for even one weekend. All right. Let's give ourselves some more zoom. I am aging. Center diamond, no holdover. Looks like we're about 2 inches high. Let's put a solid 5-round group down. I could have done more there. I want to lock this bog pod down better. The weight of the rifle is actually fighting me right now. Let's continue. Better. That's better. Again, rushing it. I'm rushing it. This is more of a precision machine that I'm used to just slinging lead with. Honestly, the Blitz and the Invader and all the other semi-automatic PCPs that I work with typically, not quite as refined feeling as the AEA does. The trigger breaks really crisply, the safety actuates very smoothly, and I do like it so far. A little bit lower on the elevation. Let's continue to run the mag. Now we're really starting to group decently. I feel like I'm starting to really kind of grasp how this trigger functions and where it breaks. God, that bolt is so heavy. Oh, even after one magazine, boy, serious fatigue on the thumb. And I don't have little hands, guys, I'm telling you. That's something that if you do get the strong spring version, you're gonna have to really build that tolerance and increase the dexterity as far as finger strength is concerned. Because I'm really confident in the way that this rifle is sighted in currently, let's go ahead and get another magazine of day states loaded up, as well as a magazine of the 50.15 JSB heavies loaded up, and see how we do on those remaining 2 bottom diamonds. Alright guys, let's continue on with those day states that we initially sighted in with. This group is going to hopefully be on that bottom left diamond. It's interesting, guys, when you really start to get into a higher end rifle, it definitely highlights the fact that you may have shortcomings in your own skill set. It's grouping pretty well there. And that concludes the magazine. And that's going to go ahead and conclude the group, guys. Let's go ahead and move right into these JSB heavies in the 50.15 grain configuration. I only just now realized that I switched over to the left-hand side target for that last group, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys caught that. Hopefully it doesn't look too cringe for you on the video, but you know what? We all make mistakes. Moving on once again to the right-hand side target and the bottom right diamond. And that's the end of the second magazine. JSB heavies seem to be doing equally as well as the Daystate did in this test. The bottles dropped down to about a 3,000 PSI fill level. Let's go ahead and fill the bottle back up, get this thing tethered up to the full 4,500 PSI fill level that it's meant for, and see what kind of energy readings we can generate as well. Get right into it, guys. Alright, gentlemen, to give you the best testing possible as far as what I know everyone is curious about, the actual power level of this 30 caliber rifle at the 4,500 PSI fill level, I've tethered my Benjamin bottle at the 4,500 PSI fill level to this platform so as to go ahead and give us the most consistent results possible, guys. I've got the steel set up downrange. I'm not really going for accuracy at this point, just trying to generate those energy readings for you guys so you know exactly what you're getting into if you were to pick one of these up. I do have a handful of different NSA slugs with me, so just to make the best use of the air possible, possible and give you guys the best showing I can, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the heaviest slugs I possibly can first, generate those energy numbers, and then work my way down towards the lighter pellets. Let's get right into this, guys. All right, gentlemen, the very first ammunition we're gonna get into today is gonna be the 61.5 grain NSA slugs. Because I have so few of these, I'm just gonna go ahead and hand feed each one and really focus on just generating that raw power level for you guys. Easy to hand feed with a breech this wide. And fire. Wow, we just sent a 61.5 grain slug 1,115 feet per second. Wow, that's the most I've ever put downrange on that steel for sure in an air gun format. We've never slapped a silhouette target like that with an air gun, guys. Absolutely incredible. Holy shit. Next slug tested will be the 54.5 grain slugs, also from NSA. We will only be testing two types of slugs today, the NSA slugs as well as the FX hybrids. (1,173 feet per second), again with a 50+ grain projectile, guys. Phenomenal horsepower. Moving on to the 49.5 grain slugs. I feel like I should say, you know, also from NSA, but you guys are probably sick of hearing it. And fire. 1,220 feet per second with a phenomenal dump of energy on that steel downrange. This thing has absolutely not failed to impress me every single time I pull the trigger so far. Moving on to the 47.2 grain slugs. These were all acquired in the NSA sampler pack that was courtesy of Shooter Steve, guys. Let's give that radioactive man on the bottom a bad day. (1,237 feet per second), cooking off near firearm velocities as far as these pellets are concerned. I'm shocked. The sheer horsepower being developed at the muzzle is absolutely stunning. Final variety we have today, 43.8 grain slugs. 1,255, but I feel like I cheated you guys by aiming just slightly low on that one. Let's go ahead and really ring that steel with these lightweight slugs. And fire. Much better, much better. 1,247 feet per second with those lightest of the weight slugs that we have from the NSA sample pack. Let's go ahead and move directly over to the FX hybrids and see what we get. Fire. 1,240 feet per second with another miss on that specific shot. The lighter weight slugs at this point haven't shown to be exactly where I'm aiming. Let's go ahead and throw another one downrange and see if it's my inconsistency or maybe the ammunition. One more shot. And fire. A second clean miss. It may just not like this ammunition, and I think that's going to be a question that we'll answer in a separate episode. I feel like the bottle's starting to peter out a little bit as far as the pressure is concerned. We're at 4,100 PSI now as opposed to 4,500 PSI starting pressure. But you know what? I think this is very, valid results because of the fact that it says 3,600 PSI on the side of the rifle. I don't have a calculator in front of me to be able to work out the energy, but I definitely think that we saw what we came to see as far as the energy level is concerned. Alright guys, I know this is kind of a longer episode, but for those of you who've stuck around all the way to the end, I am going to give you a little bit of that 360 camera assault course love before we end this episode. Let's get right into it. Alright gentlemen, this filming section just got cut short because there is a massive fire that's climbing the hill where we are currently filming this episode. This episode is going to come to an abrupt halt, but if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notifications button so you can stay current on the channel as well as when new videos come out. If you really like this video, make sure you share it so other people can see it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ready. There he goes. He's coming in, baby. Get some. Yeah. Hey, looking so savage. So savage. Oh my God. Coming in, here he goes, he's dropping. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, baby.